Hello and welcome to the Lesbian Lounge, a podcast for the girls who like girls. I'm your host and your resident lesbian big sister, Juliet Taylor, and I'm here to answer your guys' questions, give advice on your dilemmas, and of course, chat about your wildest lesbian dating stories. So grab a drink, get comfy, and welcome into the Lesbian Lounge. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome into the Lesbian Lounge. Whether it's your first time joining us here, whether you are a day one listener, day one lesbians, shout out to you. If you have been here since the start, I love that. But it also stresses me out because I majorly get the ick from previous episodes. Like even an episode I filmed like 3 weeks ago would give me the ick, let alone one that I filmed, God, like over a year ago now. Like this podcast, it's coming up to the 2-year anniversary, right? We started this podcast at, was it the end of May? No, end of March? April? I don't actually remember when we started the podcast, but whatever we did, it's coming up to the 2-year anniversary, which is mind-blowing. So if I think back to like the very first few episodes, like I didn't have a studio, I didn't have a great microphone set up, like the journey is insane and we're still only getting bigger, we're only getting better. So thanks for sticking around. But if this is your first episode, then of course you're just as welcome. I love you all just as much, my lovely little lesbians. How are we doing? I feel like there's so much like going on in the lesbian world at the minute. Have we all seen that I Kissed a Girl has been scrapped? And I Kissed a Boy, but I Kissed a Girl, like that's our main focus, lesbians, right? It's been scrapped. Like not ITV, BBC have literally gone, we don't have the funding for lesbians and gay people anymore, so fuck that. Like that's literally what they've said. They said they don't have the funding to continue this show. I mean, I get like they're sending them to, is it Greece where the Masseria is? I think it's in Greece, or no, Italy. Wherever it is, like they're sending all these people to a foreign country. Obviously, it costs to like rent out the Masseria, it costs to send them there to cover their food and whatever else. But yeah, they're saying they don't have the funding for it anymore, which I feel like is just a bit shit because there's 100% funding out there. Obviously, I know Love Island is ITV and essentially it's probably a bigger show, but like they're doing that for weeks and Love Island All Stars and all of that stuff, but we can't have one I Kissed a Girl. And it's not even like we get it every year. The last time we had it was 2024 and now we're getting one in 2026. Like it's not like they're doing this shit every year. I mean, I guess they're alternating with I Kissed a Boy, but still, right? Like we are no longer going to have I Kissed a Girl. So we should still get this season, I bloody hope. But after this season, that'll come out, I think it was June last time. Like genuinely after that, that's it. We have no more I Kissed a Girl ever. So shall we start our own Lesbian Lounge I Kissed a Girl? Maybe that's what we need to do, right? Everyone send your applications to me. What else is going on? We are hosting another meetup, everybody. Whoop, whoop. Let me bring up the poster. So that's more for my brain because I can't remember exactly what time I said we were going to start. But, okay, I got it. The Lesbian Lounge presents She Got Game. So we are going to be heading back to NQ64 in Newcastle. This is actually where I held my first ever meetup and it's almost like exactly a year on from that. So it's Tuesday, the 14th of April. So it's in Easter half term at 6 p.m. So any lesbians out there, whether you're from Newcastle, Sunderland, Durham, wherever you're from, even if you're from bloody, I don't know, we have people travel from Wales and all over. Wherever you're from, please, please, please come and join us at NQ64. It's an arcade bar in the heart of Newcastle, really easy to get to with public transport and things like that. And it's completely free to come. You don't need to pay a penny to, you know, get into the space. I just like to do these meetups. One, as a way for like me to connect and meet new people, but two, as a way for you guys to do the same and to create this in-person community. The podcast has such a strong online presence and online community, but I want to be able to bring that in person too. So yes, our first meetup of the year, NQ64, Tuesday the 14th of April from 6 o'clock. And I'm not going to put an end time on it because last time I think it was like 7 till 9 and then everyone went out after. So people can stay out for as long as they want. They could come for an hour, they could come for 2, they could stay out all night and go home with the girl that they met and never leave their house ever again, right? Whatever you want to do, you do. There's no judgment here. But we had such a great time last year. Yeah, it was last year. And I'm so excited to do it again. Hopefully meet some new faces. Please don't not come just because you're worried about coming alone. please, please, please come. There's going to be so many people coming alone. When I hosted this event for the first time last year, I went alone. I didn't know a single person who was going to come. I don't know where I got the confidence from. But yeah, please do not worry about coming alone. There's going to be tons of people coming alone, and there's going to be tons of people coming who have a group of people with them, but they're a super welcoming group of people. So they'll be more than happy to have people come and join their group and make friends. It's just a way to, have a queer community, an in-person space where you can come, you can make friends, you can possibly meet somebody, right? There are so many options of who you might see, what you might do, and it's going to be a really, really good night. There's so many different games. There's like Mario Kart, I'm sure there's Guitar Hero, there's a little photo booth, there's good cocktails and drinks, so it's going to be great, and I hope to see all you lovely lesbians there. I'm so excited. Thank you as well for all the love on the BBC interviews. BBC Upload shared a little clip of it, which has been doing the rounds. I've had so many nice messages, and everything I say is true, like being your lesbian big sister is almost in a way helping heal like my inner child who didn't have somebody like that to look up to. So I love being able to be here for you guys and to, share your stories and to be that sort of voice advocating for the LGBTQ, the LGBTQ plus community, or the alphabet mafia, as some might say. I loved it. I was watching Drag Race last night. If you're not watching Drag Race UK versus the world, then you're a fake lesbian if you say you don't like drag and drag queens, because it's just not on. It was, which one was it? Mariah Balenciaga said, so like, are you comfortable with, the alphabet community? And then because they were makeovering Olympians, and oh my God, what was it called? Daniel? What's he called? Daniel? I can't remember. But whoever it was like, oh yeah, like, so I'm part of the community, like, whoop whoop. Like, we love to see it. We love it. And I love, like, even the people who aren't gay, who aren't queer, but they go on that show and they fully just immerse themselves in that world. I'm so obsessed with it. So yeah, loving that. Final next week. What other updates do I have for you guys? I wish that I had house updates, but unfortunately I do not. If anything, we're taking steps backwards. So the people that we were buying our house off, they have had an issue with the house they were buying. So they've decided to pull out of that house. So they now don't have anywhere to move, which means we can't move into their house because they're still living there until they find somewhere else to move. And like, how long could this process take? You know what I mean? It could be weeks, it could be months, it could be over a year. If they don't find the right house for them, they're not going to move because they're waiting for us. Like, they're just going to be like, fuck them, they can wait. Do you know what I mean? So we are going to start having a look at some other properties as a backup, but we've started looking at new builds, and Lucy and I are both kind of liking the look of a new build. So who knows what's going to happen, but hopefully it's not going to be long until we have our own place and we can move all the cats there, because obviously we have Pearl, Olive and Florentine joining us. So we need to get the kitty cats at home. We need our own space. We are sick to death of living between Newcastle and Sunderland and like having parents' bedrooms like literally a door away. Like, we need our own space and we need it soon. So fingers crossed everything works out. And we are both very big believers in like, what's meant to be will be, what's meant for you won't pass you by. So, like, if we're meant to have the house that we've been looking at, we'll get it. If we're not meant to have that house, we'll not, and we'll find another house that's better suited to us. So everything's going to be okay. And I mean, there's not a massive rush because we are very lucky that, we have somewhere to live in the meantime. It's not like we're homeless and we're just waiting for this house. Like, we have somewhere we can be. We have somewhere where we can stay, keep all of our stuff. So just fingers crossed that it's not too much longer, because we've got like a dining room table literally waiting to be delivered, a sofa, a poofy, and this like big love chair thing. And we want to be able to start buying bed, washing machines, tumble dryers, dishwashers, fridges. Like, there's so many things we could be getting on with, but we can't because we don't really have anywhere to store all these big things. We just keep delaying the delivery. And two, we don't have a house to put them in. And obviously you want to sort of match the aesthetic to your house. So now that we're thinking, right, we might be getting a new house, because we had matched the things that we'd bought so far to the house. So now it's like when we're looking at other houses, like, we found a really nice one, but the kitchen was too small and it wouldn't fit the dining room table that we bought. And they were very clear, like, no refunds. And it was £2,000 or something crazy. Ugh. So we need a house that can fit that dining room table, because we haven't bought that just to keep it in a box forever. So hopefully it'll all work out. Maybe we'll just move into the Lesbian Lounge. Maybe I'll just put up like a blow-up mattress on the floor. But I'd probably get hypothermia and die of freezing this because it's so bloody cold in here. But actually, the sun is still, it's not as nice as it was last week, is it? I feel like I kind of jinxed us being like, spring is here, the sun is here to stay. But spring is definitely springing. It's coming. There's blossoms coming on trees. The lights are lighter. The nights are lighter. And it just makes the world of difference. It makes you want to like go out and do things. Lucy's massively in her active fitness girl era. She's running, she's biking, she's gymming, which is so sexy to watch. And if you haven't followed her on TikTok, you need to go follow my girl on TikTok. I think it's just her normal, Lucy with 2 Y's 0907. I'm pretty sure. Or go on my TikTok at Juliet Francis T, and you'll see I'll have tagged her in loads of posts. I have an update for you guys. I totally forgot about this. So it was actually last week after I filmed the episode, I went to work and then came home and Lucy was like, okay, I've packed a bag for you. Get in the car. We're going somewhere. And I was like, what the hell? What the helly? So she'd packed a bag, hadn't told me where we were going, and just said to get in the car. So I knew we had an event the next day. We were invited by Full Circle Brewery to go and spend International Women's Day with them. We got to learn all about the beer and the yeast and all the fun things that go into producing beer. So I knew we had that event, but it was in Newcastle. So I was like, surely we're not going too far because we have to be there at like 8:30 the next morning. So Lucy had took us to the Funky Monk in Durham, and it was unreal. We had this like massive big suite. Big yawn, my goodness, I must be tired today. We had this big suite, we had a big copper bath, a big shower, a massive big king size bed, a hot tub in the garden. Oh my god, it was just like dreamy. So it was so nice just to get away. We didn't really end up having too long there because we obviously had to check out quite early the next morning to get onto the International Women's Day event. But it was so cute. So yeah, I literally got back from filming the podcast and teaching, and then Lisa was like, okay, get in the car, let's go. So that was so much fun. I loved that. So if you're listening, Lucy, which I know you are, do it again. But this time, let's go to France, or I was going to say France or Paris. France or somewhere. I have the urge to go to France. You guys know me. I love France. Like, I feel like most people is like, you're a Spain person or you're a France person. I feel like I'm more a France person. Maybe it's because it's got Disney and I just love the vibe. I mean, obviously sometimes people are funny. Because they're French and they're rude. And don't come for me for saying that, because I have like I have tea, beef, whatever the word is, with the French. I used to live and work over there years ago, and I had the most horrible French manager. So I'm allowed to say that French people are rude, or at least he was rude. He was awful. I hate him so much. But besides that, I love France. I love the country. So genuinely, like, send me to France. I love it. Go to Disney. Sit in a cute little cafe. I love it. So yeah, Lucy, if you're listening, I know we're saving up for a house, but if you wanted to take me away, whisk me away off on a weekend to France, I'd love that. But we actually don't have the time to do that. But what we do have the time to do is next week we are going to see Renee Rapp. Whoop, whoop. I'm so excited. Let me know if you're going. I feel like there's going to be so many lesbians there. So if there's any Lesbian Lounge listeners there, please, please, please come say hi. Let's get a selfie. Let's chat. I want to meet you guys. I'm so excited. We're going to the Manchester show on the 18th of March, and I can't bloody wait. I booked our hotel the other day. I actually just remembered that I need to pay for that when we get there, because I'm pretty sure I selected the option like pay when you get there, so I need to make sure I have money in my bank account to pay for that. And one of the main things, because we're driving down, we were like, okay, we need a hotel that has parking. So I literally go on booking.com and I put in the filters, has parking. Book it, and then I get the email, and I still need to do this as well. God, I've got so much to do. It was like, you can book parking at this car park for like 25% off for being a hotel customer. And I was like, but you told me you had parking on site, but it turns out they don't. They just have like nearby parking where they're like connected with the company. So a little bit fuming about that, because now we're gonna have to like drive and then drag all the suitcases to the hotel. But actually we're going for one night, so are we gonna have a suitcase? Me, probably, yes. Lucy, you'll just have a bag. But I am a chronic overpacker. And I actually don't know what I'm wearing for the concert yet. So guys, Give me your outfit inspiration. Send me what you're wearing, and maybe we can all twin and match and look cute together. Because I'm definitely going to buy a top or like a hoodie or something cute, probably a t-shirt, because I'll probably end up wearing it as like a little pajama top as well. So definitely get one of them. And yeah, I'm so excited. Lucy, I feel like, isn't as excited as me, but she's not as much of a Renee Rapp fan. Like, she's more like into like indie Radio X style music, whereas I'm love like the pop, the queer pop. I think I like you better when you're across the fucking country, 3,000 miles away. Oh, I love it. I love a bit of queer pop. So can't wait to hear Good Girl. How you doing, Nate? I've been doing real bad. Damn, but you look so fit. I can guarantee that. I can't wait to hear all the songs. Leave me alone, bitch. I wanna have fun. Yeah, I'm just so excited to see it live. Yeah, Lucy's probably not going to know many of the words, but I feel like she'll just enjoy watching Renee Rapp be sexy on stage, because Renee Rapp is very much Lucy's type, right? Blonde hair, big tits. So Lucy's going to have a good time. I'm going to have a good time. We're all going to have a good time, and I can't wait to see you all there. I feel like I was updating you on something else and I just got onto the track of Renee Rapp. Oh, we're talking about our weekend away and things like that. But yeah, life is going good at the minute. So no more house updates. Probably God knows when we'll get information on that. But I'll stop rambling. And without further ado, let's jump straight on into this week's episode. So this week's question of the week is, where is the wildest place that you've had Sesbian Lex? Now, if you don't know, we use Sesbian Lex instead of lesbian sex, just so that it's a little bit more demure, a little bit less like, oh, lesbian sex. I mean, that's more for TikTok, isn't it? I can say lesbian sex on the podcast. God, we talk about way worse than just basic vanilla lesbian sex, don't we? We do it all. But anyway, where is the wildest place you've had lesbian sex, or as some like to call it, Sesbian Lex? In a hot tub. Not very wild, also very cold. Surely the hot tub was warm. Maybe like the outside was cold. But I don't know, me and water have a bit of beef when it comes to sex. Like, I just can't get it to work. So, there we go. But, you know, maybe, hopefully you had a good time. Club toilet is probably the wildest. I don't think I could. I really don't think I could, guys. Like, the germs of other people on that toilet seat, and oh, I just don't think I could. I feel so dirty after. Like, I've just had to like spread my legs on some dirty toilet that someone's weed and probably been sick and maybe pooed in. Oh no, I don't think that's for me, but congratulations if you accomplished that. In my car in a public parking lot. LOL. Okay, obsessed with that. Was it busy? Was it nighttime? Like, was there loads of people around? I must know. In the back of the car. Okay, I'm here for that. Like, you can lie yourself down. I mean, I guess someone's haven't like tucked their feet up behind them so they can lick you out if that's what they're doing. If they're just fingering you, then that's probably a lot easier, you know. We're getting knee deep in the passenger seat and you're eating me out. Is it casual now? I've never had car sex, actually. Dropping myself in it here, but I haven't. I feel like I'd just be really, really on edge that someone was going to look at me and be like, oh my God, don't look at me, please. Don't find me. And I'd be worried that I would get like arrested for public indecency or being naked or something. Every gay club toilet in the UK. Obsessed. You've like marked your territory in all of them. On a train. Okay, we were in the toilets of the train. Were we just sitting on our seat? Did we like just whip the blanket over us and go to town? How did that work? Surely trains have CCTV as well. Surely. I lost my virginity in Grey's club toilets. Okay, we are vibing with the club toilets. It's probably, you know, we're alcohol fueled, we're in the zone, like we're a bit drunk, we've found someone cute and we're like, fuck it, we need to have sex right now. Let's go do it. I actually know loads of my friends recently have had sex in club toilets as well. Not that I saw, they just told me after. I'm not strange. I don't watch my friends have sex. On the middle of the dance floor. How the fuck did that work? Like, surely you had to just like slip a finger in. Like, surely we're not getting down and dirty, pulling the pants down. How did that work? I'm so intrigued. I wish someone was this freaky to be freaks with me, but sadly, just at home, my inner freak is still contained, I'm afraid. Okay, so you're out there like looking for someone who's freaky like you. You want to get it on the dance floor, on the train, in the car, you don't want to be just doing it at home, but you haven't met someone who matches your level of freaky yet, but that's okay. They're out there. I believe it. In a car next to the ocean, they railed me while a man next to us was crashing out to Sam Smith in his car. He was just like really in his feels, like crashing out, vibing in the car, and you're just getting railed in the car next door. Obsessed. Iconic. A public toilet. Okay, yep. It's just the gyms for me. It's just the gyms. In the middle of a road. Like genuinely in the middle of the road, like you'd stopped on a road and like pulled up. I'm intrigued. This girl was on her knees on the passenger seat and the police drove past. Is that what they mean when they say knee deep in the passenger seat? What the hell? Okay, but the police drove, what the fuck? Surely you're not like bang smack in the middle of the road. Surely like you're driving somewhere, you've pulled up on the side, she's in the passenger seat, so you're facing like the bushes, she's on her knees and you're like stood up getting your fanny licked. Is that how that works? I'm so obsessed with you guys. Like, you are braver than me. No, in my grandma's bathroom. Honestly, even I'm ashamed. Oh, not your poor grandma. At least it wasn't in her bed, and she's got to like get under the duvet tonight knowing like you just got railed under grandma's sheets. Oh, not the bathroom. In my best friend's bathroom. Okay, at least we're not taunting their beds. At least we're, you know, using the bathroom. I feel like that's very respectful of us. Only in my house. LOL, very boring. No, but house sex isn't boring. You know, sex is what you make of it. You know, is it boring if it's on the kitchen table, in the window where everyone can see? Like, that's not boring. Do you know what I mean? Even sex in the bed's not boring. Like, just make it spicy, make it exciting, but make it where no one else can see you. Like, that's okay. The disabled toilets at Alton Towers. Okay, we're here for that. We are so here for that. I was actually in Alton Towers in October, but I don't remember what the toilets look like, to be honest, but I'm sure it was great fun. I'm sure you had a fabulous time. I really enjoyed Alton Towers, actually, but I'm definitely a Disney girl through and through. The first ride we went on at Alton Towers was this fucking awful, like, what was it called? Like, the Curse at Alton Manor or something. Fuck me, that shit was frightening. Like, I can manage a scary-ish ride at Disney, but this was like nightmare worthy. It was about, I don't actually really know because I had my eyes closed the whole fucking time, but it was about this like girl who died then was like haunting you, and fuck me, like, no, I could hear the sounds, it stank in the ride, and the picture is hilarious. My mum's looking at me laughing and I'm like this in the front row, like, it was fucking awful. And there was a family behind me with a child and I just kept screaming, like, oh, never again. But like something like the Wicker Man, like, he was fun, even though I didn't like the idea of being like sacrificed and burnt alive, but it was a good ride, right? Anyway, shall we jump into some dilemmas? I think so. So strap in, strap on, and let's jump in. So back in September of 2022, I met my best friend. Let's call her Stacey. We met at the cadet force that we were both in at the time. As soon as I saw her, I thought she was so beautiful, and I amped up the courage to ask for her number as friends, as I didn't know her relationship status at the time, but I knew she'd been with boys in the past. Okay, so we don't know if she's single or not, but we know she's been with boys in the past, so you're like, safe bet is to ask for her number, but in a friendly way. Got it. A couple of months passed and it's now June, July 2023, and me and Stacey and two other friends went to climb this hill and just chill for the day. Throughout the day, we kind of gravitated towards each other until it was me laying down and having her cuddling into me. The best moment of my life right there. Stop it, that's adorable. Fast forward to August 2023, so like 1 month later. It's the annual summer camp of our cadet force. Between now and June, we have gotten so much closer. However, during this summer camp, Stacey got close to this guy, we'll call him James. Don't men just ruin everything? Like, I'm just getting the vibe that James is going to come in and like fuck up our little love story. Hate men. And throughout the 9 days of this camp, they got closer and closer. Oh, sorry, we got closer and closer. Okay, they got closer and closer. I understand. I knew James was going to come fuck it up. Stacey was talking to me less and less. It came to the end of camp and she didn't speak to me at all. In the beginning, we said we'd sit next to each other on the coach back home. And we did, but she was speaking to James the whole time. We stopped at McDonald's for lunch, and when we got back on the coach, she sat next to James instead of me. My heart broke. Okay, so she's promised she'll sit next to you. She's still sitting next to you, but she's like talking to James the whole time. Then you stop together at McDonald's and you come back onto the bus and she's fucking sat next to James. Pfft, rude. Like, don't fuck up the seating plan for everyone else. Like, that's just messy. Like, sit where you're meant to sit. We didn't speak at all for 3 months after that, other than the occasional hey or how are you. Stacey and James were not officially public yet. However, I had my suspicions as they were spending every day together. I picked up the courage to ask what was going on, and Stacey confirmed it. They had been dating since that August summer camp. So when you were there, like, getting closer and closer to... So, it was June, July when you were getting closer. August at the summer camp, you were sort of, like, deteriorating. But from that moment, she's been dating James. That's shit. I decided then that I would push the feelings down because I'd rather have her as a friend than nothing. That was so sad. That's the end of the dilemma. Oh, I was hoping, like, she would leave James for you. But, I mean, there's still time. There's still hope. But men, they do just ruin everything. Like, they don't benefit a lot to the human race. Like, they really don't. I'm sick of them, to be honest. Nasty little creatures. But yeah, that is so shit. Like, you've obviously been getting closer. You, like, in the first place, to have that courage to, like, ask for her number. But clearly, she did just see it as, like... But then, no, maybe she shouldn't just see it as a friendship thing. Because you said, like, you spent this whole day together. You were getting closer. Like, you were lying down, like, cuddling into her. Like, do friends do that? Yeah, probably. But, like, it was hopefully feeling like it was going to lead to a bit more. But then, no, she started seeing James. That's just rude. Just fucking rude. But you know what? Keep her as a friend if you want. Or just, cut her out of your life. Just, if she clearly hasn't been making the effort with you, there's been occasional haze and occasional how are yous. Like, we deserve more than that in our life. So let's, just leave Stacey and James in the past, and we'll find our future wife who's going to give us all of their love and all of their attention and not leave us for a man. Because, like, what are you benefiting from getting with a man? Nothing. Like, women can have willies too if that's what you're after. Women have better dress sense. They smell better. You can share their clothes. You can share their shoes. They're more emotionally mature. Like, there are so many perks dating women. I can't think of one perk of dating a man. No, there's none. Men are pointless. I hate them. No offense, men who are listening, but then again, why are you listening? Unless you're a gay man, then hey, we welcome you. Trans men, you're welcome. Straight cis men. Bye bye. We don't accept you. Fuck off. God, I am such a man hater, but sorry, not sorry. Anyway, I hope things get better for you. Moving on. One of my exes, who happened to be my first relationship, wanted to propose to me the first time we met in person. I'm sorry, what? We met online. Okay, so you met online and it's coming to the first time you're meeting in person and they're ready to propose. I'm sorry, like, what if one of you is a catfish? Do you know what I mean? You're going to get there and be like, fuck, you look nothing like your pictures. But she's just willing to propose. That is a little bit insane. She'd been talking about getting engaged and I shut her down, so it didn't actually happen. Okay, good. So she'd, like, mentioned, like, God, like, I'm thinking I might propose when we get together in person. And you were like, no, that's a bad idea. Don't do that. So it didn't actually happen. But she gave me the ring. Okay, so technically she's proposed, but you've said no and she's gone, okay, well, you may as well still have the ring. What the hell? And then when I broke up with her, she kept coming into where I worked at the time. And then, what happened to the ring though? I shut her down, so it didn't actually happen. But she gave me the ring. Okay, I think you've just kept the ring. And then when I broke up with her, she kept coming into where I worked at the time and then put a complaint into head office about me for no reason at all. Okay, rude. Cheeky. Like, what are you doing? Like, you can't complain to head office about me just because I didn't want to marry you after fucking not even meeting you in person, right? And clearly, like, things didn't work out anyway because you ended up breaking up with this person. So, like, thank God she didn't propose and you said yes. But hey, now you've got an engagement ring, so I don't know, get some bank for it. See how much money you could get for it. Treat yourself to something nice and fancy. What would we all treat ourselves to if we got loads of money? I was thinking about this because obviously it was the final of the floor on Sunday, and we had a little watch party of the floor at the Raven, Lucy's bar, and we had Stephen come up, who actually ended up winning the full show. Katie came up, who won 10 grand on the show. Kenzie came up, who I think Kenzie won 15 grand. Obviously there was me, who won 5 grand. Like, how sad does my 5 grand look compared to like Stephen's 50 grand and Katie's 10 grand, Kenzie's 15 grand. But we had them come up. We also had Tony, we had Ruby, we had Sarah. I'm trying to think of everyone who was there. We had Harvey. There were so many people came up, which I love. People came from Wales, from London, from Scotland, from all over, just to come to the bar and watch the finals of the floor. So Stephen ended up taking home the final giant cash prize of £50,000. And I was like, what would I buy for that? But I have a really bad concept of money. So I was like, I'd just buy a house. And Lucy was like, you're not getting a house for that much money. And I thought, fuck me, like, how expensive are houses? I should know because I'm buying one. But Lucy deals with our financials. But I think £50,000, I'd get myself a nice new car. I'm starting to get the ick from my car. Basically, I think I told you guys the story. My first car was a Seat Ibiza, Susie the Seat. I loved her so much, but I crashed her into a bollard and wrote her off. So I got paid like £2,000 back for the car. So I had like £2,000 to spend on a car, which obviously is not a lot, but I had other money as well. But my dad had 2 cars and he was like looking to get rid of one of them. So I just took one of his old cars off him. So I've got a Volkswagen Up, which is a nice car. It's a 21 plate, but I want a black Porsche, I've decided. So we really need to like get the podcast out there, get the social media going, get the brand deals, get the collabs, because your girl wants to treat herself to a nice car. So that would definitely be what I would have spent 50 grand on. I'm still not sure how I'm going to spend my 5 grand because we actually haven't got the money yet. I've kind of got a rough plan in my head. I think £1,000 I'll put into the house. £1,000 I want to spend on a new camera. But obviously if I buy a new camera, I'd need a new microphone for the podcast because the camera I use is Sony and I have a specific Sony microphone that slots onto the camera and I wear over here. So I'd have to then invest in a new microphone as well. But then I might just get a camera for Tim for the sake of like photos and stuff like that. I need to have a good look. I'm basically torn between a Canon G7X and an Osmo Pocket 3. I feel like the Osmo Pocket 3 is better for videos and the Canon G7X is better for photos. So I need to really sit down and decide like, what am I going to use this for? I could buy a new camera but keep this camera and microphone for the podcast, because what I really like is that it films the visual and the audio in one. You know, I don't have to have like the camera filming one thing and the audio filming another thing and then like fit the two together. Everything is just like, it's all ends up on one memory card. It's all really easy to edit and film and produce because obviously the girl does it all herself and it's hard work. Yeah, so £1,000 roughly on a new camera. And then for the third thousand, obviously I'm going to America in July for an international pageant representing the UK. So I might put £1,000 into getting dresses and stuff like that, just so I can give myself the best chance at hopefully taking home the international crown. Because if you win, guys, you get like 6 international trips during your reign. And one of the trips, you actually decide where you get to go, like with the group of queens that you can all like put in your ideas and suggestions, and then you'll all decide together on where you go, which I think is so cool. So that's leaving me about £2,000 spare. So I don't know what I'm going to spend that on yet. Obviously, I'm not going to be able to get a car for that amount of money, definitely not a black Porsche. But, you know, I might just put it into savings and then invest it in something in the future. Maybe, you know, if I go on another quiz show and win loads of money. You know what? Loads of people from the floor have been approached by like Mastermind, The Chase, like fancy game shows, quiz shows. Have I been? Absolutely not. But maybe it's because I confused Margaret Thatcher for Theresa May. Maybe they're thinking, yeah, she's not got what it takes to win Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, which they would be right. I don't. I don't have what it takes. But I'd love to do some like reality TV. I mean, the dream would have been I Kissed a Girl, but 1, I have a girlfriend. 2, they're cancelling the show. So we need something. We need like a lesbian reality TV show, or just a reality TV show that want a lesbian on there where I can just like be myself and talk about the podcast and put it out there. And then just get the podcast even bigger. We're nearly at 18,000, guys, like, which then is not far from 20,000. And Lucy's told me she'll get me another present for 20,000. So that's exciting because she did really well last time. She got me some earrings. And did she get me something else? I can't remember. There was definitely earrings, I'm sure. Anyway, I've gone on a tangent and I'm going to treat you guys to one final dilemma of the day. I know normally we do 2, but we're going to do 3 today because you guys have... Oh, why can't I put my password in? Just because I love you guys and I want to treat you all. So, here we go. I mean, I don't really know how wild this is, but here we go. I casually walked back into my house after running errands, sat my husband down and said, I think we should probably get divorced. This was unsurprisingly met with emotions and confusion. And this is then what you said. I'm a lesbian, so it's probably for the best. Okay, so if I take out all the brackets and extra bit you added, you literally said to your husband, I think we should probably get divorced. I'm a lesbian, so it's probably for the best. What the hell? He must have just been like, what the fuck? Like, did he see it coming? I mean, you said it was unsurprisingly met with emotions and confusion. So was that from you or from him? Like, has he been thinking that you're maybe a lesbian? Like, I think this all the time. I look at my Lucy, covered in tats, dresses very masculine, looks like a masked lesbian, right? Surely when she had boyfriends in the past, like, even though she dressed a little bit more girly pop, like, surely they had to look at her and be like, you definitely fancy girls. Like, how was it a surprise? Like, family, friends, how was it such a surprise when little lesbian Lucy came out? I think this was so many people all the time. So maybe you like had been given them like signs, or maybe you hadn't. So it was completely like, what the fuck? Where does this come from? Honestly, I wish there was more drama to it, like a crazy affair. But I think it shocked most of the people who'd been at our wedding less than 2 years earlier. Wow. So you've been married for 2 years, and then one day, just out of the blue, you'd been running errands. You just sat him down and said, listen, I think we need a divorce because I'm a lesbian. I mean, fair enough to you for not like leading him on anymore, not like being like, oh, I think something's not working. Like, you were just straight up about it. You said, listen, I'm a lesbian, I like pussy, get your willy away from me. And, maybe you might still be able to work as friends. I feel like that happens a lot. You're still able to sort of be friends with the man because it's like, well, I don't fancy you. You can get another girlfriend. I'm not going to be jealous because I'm going to be getting a girlfriend too. Maybe I'll steal your new girlfriend and she'll date me. That would be so cool, wouldn't it? Like, okay, let's imagine this dream situation. You had a boyfriend or a husband and you left him. He then got a new girlfriend and you stole his girlfriend. Mrs. Steal your girl. Am I right? Or am I right? That would be so cool. So I'm here for it. Go you. And I hope you're now living your best lesbian life with all the pussy, all the boobs in the world. Go you. We love when girls leave their husbands or boyfriends or fiancés for women. That is like the most empowering International Women's Day slay queen pussy power thing you can do. I love it. I'm here for it. So go leave your husbands, leave your boyfriends and date girls instead because they're so much better. Well, guys, thank you all so much for listening to this week's episode of the Lesbian Lounge. I have a really special episode coming for you all next week. It is an interview with the fabulous Jenny and Saoirse from First Date, so make sure you're listening to that so you can hear all of the gossip. I'm going to preface this now by saying the visuals, we did have a little bit of an issue with Saoirse's camera, so the video might be a bit weird. There might actually not even be a video. I haven't decided what I'm going to do because you basically got me and Jenny and then a black screen for Saoirse, and I don't want Saoirse to feel left out for not having her face on there, so I might just put a little picture over. I'm not sure, but the audio will be there. If you're an audio listener, it'll be there. If you're a visual listener, you might be watching a picture for however long the episode was, or you might be watching me and Jenny in a black screen. But it's going to be a good episode no matter how you're listening, no matter how it ends up looking. So make sure you're tuning in. Make sure you follow the podcast on Instagram and TikTok at thelesbianlounge.podcast. Make sure you send us your dilemmas, your questions, your stories, your wildest lesbian dating stories. Nothing's off limits. Nothing is too juicy. Send it all over. Make sure you go to our Survey Monkey and fill in our Lesbian Lounge survey, as your answers are what I use for the questions of the week. What else can you do? You can like, comment, subscribe, leave us a review. You can turn on the notifications, download the podcast so every week it comes up on your podcast feed, whatever the word is. Yeah, and I'll speak to you guys next Thursday for a brand new episode. Love you all so much. Bye!